Travel nurses, please, please, please stop crowdsourcing financial advice online. It's screwing you over. Over the past year, I've been getting more involved in discussions online with different travel nurses and travelers in general. There seems to be a formula or a pattern of travelers getting into financial trouble because they're crowdsourcing financial advice from other travel nurses. This is the way it looks. Travel nurse asks a financial question. About 50 other nurses answer. None of them are financial professionals. Their advice, generally wrong. Travel nurse takes whatever piece of advice sounds good to them and then ends up suffering for it. Person who gave the advice, no skin off their back, they have no consequences, they go on living their merry lives, but it's the person, the travel nurse who asked the initial question that gets to suffer for it. Ugh. And I see the same pattern play over and over and over again in so many different Facebook groups. Over the past weekend, I saw a travel nurse ask a question: what should she be doing, or where should she be investing her money for retirement? Almost everyone immediately shouted out, you need to max out a Roth IRA. Now, I get it. Roth IRAs, they're an extremely attractive tool because you get to grow your investments in there tax-free and also withdraw your investments tax-free. And another thing about Roth IRAs is that it allows you to access the principal of your investment in 5 years of you making your initial contribution, which is a really awesome tool that I use when helping travel nurses save for early retirement. But the truth is, directly contributing to a Roth IRA might not work for most travel nurses, especially this past year when travel nursing rates are so high. Let me explain. Because the Roth IRA is such an attractive tool and allows you to amass wealth with such tax preferential treatment, the IRS has set it up in a way where people who make a certain amount of money are not allowed to contribute to a Roth IRA. And so if you're making gross annual income of $124,000 or more as a single filer, the amount that you're able to contribute directly to a Roth IRA starts to significantly diminish until it's just zero. And you would think that it's no big deal, right? I'll just contribute up to the limit, and then, if I try to contribute, they'll say, hey, you've reached your limit, you can't contribute anymore. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. If you've got a Roth IRA open up at a Vanguard or Schwab, a Fidelity, whatever, they won't stop you from contributing to a Roth IRA, even if you're over the max. It's literally up to you to know these rules, these IRS rules, and make sure you're doing the right thing. So what ends up happening is so many travel nurses that are making well over $124,000 a year are over contributing to Roth IRAs, and then they face steep tax and other penalties. I just signed on a new travel nurse client who had the same situation. She was trying to save for retirement in the smartest way possible, and she over-contributed to a Roth IRA. Luckily, we're able to help her to recharacterize those contributions so she's not over the max. But if she were to just go on her merry way, she would have faced penalties for that over-contribution. Travel nurses, this is why a one-size-fits-all strategy to your finances keeps screwing you over. If the person that you're asking advice from doesn't sprinkle in "it depends" throughout their conversation, you can tell that they don't have the breadth of knowledge and expertise to understand that the variables of your financial life, the variables of how you earn and spend your money, reflect on the type of strategies that are appropriate for you. A smart travel nurse would know that one size fits all is not the beneficial way to approach managing their finances. They would contact a professional, and a professional would tell them that there is a way for you to contribute to a Roth IRA even if you are above the income limits. And in this way, yes, you still pay taxes on your contribution, but you're not subject to the penalties of overcontribution through a direct contribution into your Roth IRA. Listen, to learn more on how you can contribute to a Roth IRA, even if you are above the income limits, click on the link in the bio to schedule time for us to chat, or go to travelnursewealth.com. When it comes to your finances, don't buy a suit or dress off the rack. Get it custom made, custom tailored for you, and get it done right the first time. My name is Marlon with Wesh Financial, and I'm the Travel Nurse Financial Advisor.